Okay, so the movie will be about opening the 5-speed ZF gearbox. I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to open that kind of the gearbox. The reason why I'm looking for is because I had some small, or maybe not small, maybe a bit bigger project of E46 where I'm about to install the drive train from 330i, and I was in need to buy the gearbox. So I had both ZF 320 s5d gearbox, but the problem is that the fifth gear is unable to engage at all, and I decided to do the full rebuild for the gearbox. I don't believe that the 20-year-old gearbox will be really working in a way I expect, so I started looking for the solution. So I spent a lot of time looking for a video which is showing how to open it in the correct way. I haven't found it actually, and yeah, I decided to do it by my own. I do some research, I look through the BMW documentation, through some YouTube movies as I mentioned already, and I think I know how to do it right way. So I will try to show you in this video only the portion of removing the bell or detaching the bell from the rear housing of the gearbox, and that will be shown on the other one than the one intended for the project. So this is also ZF gearbox, but this is 280, probably the number is not seen here, but doesn't matter, that's from diesel. The construction is the same, so I expect to have no issues, and the reason why I'm going this way is I never did it before, so hopefully it will go fairly well and you will be able to see how it to be done if you have a need of such kind. Okay, so first what I'm gonna do, I will be unable to show you everything, kind of missing one hand. I'm shooting it with the cell phone that's why it's not looking so well, and also I will be in need to do it partially offline. But what I'm gonna do, I will remove the rear gear sensor here, then I will remove the caps of the rear and fifth gear, if I'm recalling correctly, and afterwards I will show you what are the next steps. Okay, so just first shot, just how to remove the plug here. So there is a ring, I think no big discussion how to remove it, but again I am unable to show both things, but basically you need that kind of pliers. You just compress the ring, and then in parallel what you can do is just use the screwdriver to put it in there. Now the plug needs to be removed. What you can see, it's kind of spring roll loaded, it's a pretty huge pressure, doesn't matter. I just weld some small stuff, so I took the screw, it's just welded to the nut, and then I will use the hammer. It will go like that, basically screw it in and just throw it, but I was trying to do the hole in, it doesn't work, so I will just drill small 3mm hole here, and then hopefully it will work. Yeah, again I have even no pressure, or I'm unable really to do the hole with one hand, so sorry, I need to stop it right now and just do the job. So the hole is drilled, and right now the idea here is, let me try to show it to you. The idea basically is just to screw it in like that, but I think it will be just easy with the hammer. So let me try to just do it like that, and now hopefully I can screw it in here. it looks it will be fairly okay. So quite surprising. I didn't thought this is so hard. So let's screw it a bit better. Oh man, one hand job, it's not the thing to do. You don't like to repeat it like I do. Okay. Alright, I have my cup. I think I will not show it to you, but here what you do have, it's a spring. I'm sure you had seen this, and in there we do have this shift pin. I will remove it also with this hammer. Probably I will show you on one of them, but for the moment I will just drill the hole here and remove it. Okay, so both springs removed. On the left side you can see the one which is from this hole, and the one which is on the right side is from the bottom hole. I cannot recall right now which is the fifth, which is reversed, so just take a look. They are a bit different, so the one looks more heavy. So to remove those shift pins, I'm gonna use that kind of puller. I think it's one of the cheapest sets. Some other ones which I just welded for different purposes, but that's just the, I don't know, 30 euro set, something like that. Cannot recall, it's pretty old. But what I'm gonna do basically is to insert it here, then with the screw you just make it wider so it should clutch in there, and then I'm gonna remove it. Again, one hand operation, so I will show you only the results or just the pulling. Okay, that's the setup. So basically you keep this, I may call it a nut, but you keep it with the wrench, then you are just screwing this one, and it expands. Then there is some connection stuff and just the hammer. So let's see if that will be willing to go. Yeah, I see no issues with this, so it went fairly easy. So next is the sensor. It's 19mm wrench. Surprisingly, one hand, it went well. And then what I'm gonna do, I will continue with the bushings. This is one of the bushing on this side, and then on the other side, if I'm recalling correctly, they are two. So there is some torques, I need to check what it is, and I'm gonna just shoot it to you. But basically they are keeping the mechanism, the lever mechanism. I will show you after, hopefully, how it's gonna go. I do believe that this shift pin, which is for the other gear, I think it's not so well visible. Anyhow, it's the sealed same way with the spring clip and then with the cap, that kind of cap. I think this one doesn't need to be removed. And yeah, let's see how it's gonna go. Yeah, just double checked, it's T50. So for those screws we gonna have T50. And I will just use my 1/2 inch impact for this smaller one. It's pretty tight here. I'm a bit surprised, so let me bring the bigger guy and try to do it. So let's see if it's gonna go with the big one. I hope it does. Something will happen for sure. Yeah, that was fairly easy. Honestly, I think it was quite a torque here. No idea how much. But let's see on the other side. Maybe it was just one which is kind of oxidated or so. Okay, so now we are on the other side of the gearbox. Those two bushings need to be removed based on my investigation. I will try to do it with the small one first. Doesn't look like it's willing to go actually, so let me try with the bigger one. Yeah, first one. Again, some sealant, I think. I don't care actually about the dirt here, guys, because as you know I will be opening it completely, so it will be cleaned. But I think if for whatever reason you are willing to remove those without disassembling completely, you should probably do some dust off or okay, just blow it away. So this one is looking like that. That's the other one from the other side, so the first one removed, and then I expect same type on this side. Exactly, that's the case. So the next step will be to remove all those screws around, so they should be keeping the belt together, and afterwards I'm gonna show you the puller I create for that. I don't like to use any force with hammer or press, something like that. I believe it should be fairly easy to open it other way. So give me some minutes just to remove all those Torx bolts going around the case. Yeah, lessons learned. Remember first to remove the oil from the gearbox. You can see the results. Honestly, I thought the oil is gone already, but it looks like I was wrong. Need to clean up this mess. Okay, since I remember I was pretty annoyed not seeing what the people are doing and just showing the result, I will just show you on a few screws. So far it's E11. I just put some 3/8 extension and I hope it's gonna work well for me. So we will just remove all of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 so far. Most likely on the other side will be more, but let me try to turn it over. Yeah. Okay, so what we have so far. Oh, I should organize it better, but you need to excuse me. I think they are all same length. You can see some wrong marking here. So the seller told me that this is the 6th gearbox. It's not the case, but most important, it was cheap. So I think I paid for this one like, I don't know, 50 euro, something like that. Less than that. Okay, the one screw is more to the bottom, for me at least. Okay, so this is the amount of things that you're gonna have here. So I see 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 screws, 2 shift pins, the reverse switch, and then the bushings on the right side. And right now I'm fairly confident what I need to do. So I put together some puller. I'll show you how it's looking like. It's installed already. Afterwards I will disassemble and show it to you. But basically this is the original cover of the shaft. So I took some pipe here. It is 42 millimeters ID, if I'm recalling correctly. Then some flat bar of steel, just some nut to the it's not Acme thread. In Europe it's trapezoidal, I think. I'm not sure the name, but in general it should be a bit harder. And then what I did, basically I screw it in. There is a small ball from ball bearing on the top of the shaft. The reason to put it is just to don't destroy it while unscrewing. And what I need to do is just find my screw, which is here actually. So that's the screw, and you can see this is not standard metric thread. I just need to cut it a bit. It needs to be a bit shorter, and probably I will weld some bar just to make it easy turning. And my expectation is basically that right now, by pushing in the shaft, it should hopefully part of the housing, and the only thing that should hold it together actually it's the bearing, which is inside here. I didn't remove the seal. I think it will not harm me, but let's see.